Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hey, Inspired Tribe. Welcome to the Inspired Stream here on the Inspired channel. My name is Jean Nolan. Over there is Kristin Nolan, my wonderful wife. It is Wednesday, December 2nd, 2020. And we're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free, we're excited that you're here. And we just want to let you guys know that I know we've been experiencing technical difficulties here with, all kinds of stuff. Just the live stream being very unstable, people not getting on, people getting kicked off. I'm sorry but that's totally out of our control. It's on YouTube's part, and it is what it is. We're working on finding better solutions, but for right now, we're here on YouTube with you guys, and we're excited for today's live stream. Are you guys ready for victory? And what does that even mean? You know, what does it mean for you? How does that look? What is victory? Let's talk about all of that. While people jump on, please hit the like button, thumbs up, so it gets distributed to people. I just wanted to let you know something that's just interesting. We're not even we're not complaining about it. It just is what it is. But in terms of how selective this platform is in certain areas, you know, we posted a very inspiring speech by David Icke a few days ago that's got a lot of views, been shared a lot, very popular with people, and we have all the insights analytics in the background, so we can see how many people are watching every hour. And it was on the main search results for David Icke on YouTube's been way up there, very popular among people, and just growing beautifully and steadily. And all of a sudden, YouTube removed it from the search results and suggestions, and the views just boom, went down, of course, to next to nothing. And it just went from 1 hour to the next of being highly popular of being gone. And that's just how this works. Just so you know certain things. This is not something that I want to tell you this because it has a purpose. Why I'm saying this, the purpose is we can't trust these numbers anymore. We can't trust the views, we can't trust the stream numbers, we can't trust the like numbers, we can't trust the impression numbers, because it's all view and understanding of what I mean. Channels and of course, watching certain amazing people that spread truth and that spread and authentic information, and they're experiencing something extraordinary. They're saying that their stream numbers, their view numbers are very low, compared to what they used to be, went down, yet their engagement in other areas, whereas, it'd be donations or whatnot, is disproportionately high, which tells them that the numbers that they're seeing, the numbers that you're seeing on public videos, just might not be the real number of people that are viewing it. I've experienced this on Twitter over the past month, where I have 2 videos that are highly popular, music videos that are way beyond 200,000 views now, where I could just watch the clock being turned back every day. Just it would go up and then a few thousand views down, retweets down, thousands of retweets down, stuff like that. And it's just clarity about what it is, where we're at, what's happening. And this clarity, it's all okay. We're just reporting on it at this moment in time. But let's do something. Let's take a few breaths together and then talk about this readiness that we asked you if you are ready for victory today. So let's take a breath, trusting this number up here that says we're currently having 8 viewers on this live stream. I don't believe it. I think it's probably way more, or it's being held away from people. But okay, that's just how it is, folks. Let's do something here. I want you to focus on this beautiful heart space here, the solar plexus. And then what I want you to do is we're going to breathe strongly for a minute, okay? And put ourselves in a vibration of authenticity, of love, of inspiration, and let's connect with the Creator and breathe together. Some people call it the fire breath. Some people, call it energy breath. That's what we're going to do. For a minute, follow my lead, breathe with me, and let's see what happens, okay? Let's shift in a minute. You guys ready? Your screens, your phones, everything, and just breathe with me. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Yes, everyone. Woo! Powerful breath. It's like a, I don't know, triple shot of espresso right into your veins. Powerful, powerful. What breath does, what oxygen does. Angie, Keisha, Emma, Agnieszka, and everyone who's here, thank you for tuning in. Just very powerful. We encourage you to do this multiple times. Breathe, just enjoy it. So I want to start with a quick story that's going to lead into the topic of today that I just shared with Christina a little earlier. It came to me. A story when I was about 14 years old, and I was one of those teenagers that really enjoyed, well, go figure, conversations and in-depth conversations and philosophical conversations about life, about the meaning, and a bigger picture stuff, and just a bunch of really cool friends that some of them were older, so it was interesting to talk. And I remember I had this very specific and probably very, at that time, very mainstream view about a very, very big world event that, all of us have learned about. And I kind of had, a belief about how it went down, about who did what, and was very passionate about it. And this friend of mine who was, I'd say probably around 8-9 years older than me, he told me something about this world event and said, hey, have you ever looked into this? Did you read this book? Because the way we've been taught this happened, it really didn't happen that way. And there were a lot of other people involved. And actually, it wasn't the way it was portrayed. And what he said made me so mad, made me angry. I literally lashed out, and I just, I literally went at it and told him that he couldn't say that, it was rude and it was mean, and it was, it was basically for all the people that were a victim of this world event, that it would dishonor them. And I had all of these things that I told him, but something happened inside of me when once I was off that rage. I started asking myself some questions. Why was I so passionate about this belief that I held, and who put it there, and why, and what? And so I started questioning, and I started researching. I started reading books. I started listening to other people. I started opening my horizon. And something happened. I started to realize that my friend, while he might not have had all the facts, he sure was onto something. Apparently, I had a very one-sided version of this event in history. And the more I was researching it over the years, the more I realized that it was probably a lot closer to what he had told me back then than to what is in the history books. And I had to challenge a belief I was holding so strongly. I had to challenge myself. I had to go to the point where I was mad, where I was outraged, where I was sad, where I was crying, because I was allowing myself to be manipulated. And that was where the pain came from. The pain doesn't come from the lie itself. The pain comes from realizing that you have allowed yourself to be lied to and believe it. That's where the pain really comes from. That's how you challenge a belief. To challenge a belief inside of you, you have to be honest with yourself about it. You have to realize what it is in order to change it. That's what wars are being fought over, quite literally, is beliefs. Is because someone is holding such a strong belief that they are willing to put others down with all the force that they have, so they can't challenge their own beliefs. So nothing can challenge your own beliefs. And this is where it leads us to, if you are ready for victory. Because in here is where this whole thing, gets on the path of beauty, inspiration, love, passion, excitement, joy, freedom, is when you challenge those beliefs that have been holding you back, when you're ready to look there, because that's where the magic begins. And every transformational process where you go from a state that you're in to the state that you desire to be in every form, in your non-physical and physical experience, which means first the state, the feeling, and then you move into the physical experience of it when it manifests, when the car is there, when the money's there, when the love is there, when everything starts moving into your life. So that's the full process. And the first step is, and that's kind of, it's a 3-step process really, and that's how basically our inspired courses are created. And the first course, we call it the Empower Yourself course. And why? Because what we do in the first course a lot, and what's part of this 3-step process, whether you do such a course or not, doesn't matter, is that in order, and this goes for almost everybody, in order for you to be able to create change in your life, to create something new, to move into something new, it usually only happens when you realize what you don't want. When you realize very strongly what you don't want. And that's usually by looking back. You look into your history and you see what you've experienced, and you see stuff that you do not desire, stuff that does not inspire you, stuff that might be outrageous to you, might make you sad, whatever it is, might make you feel bad in any way. And that is what, in this language is called contrast. It means that you see and feel, experience things you don't want, you don't like. And so in the transformational process, a lot of times it requires us to take this first step, to look back one more time and to heal what happened. Whatever happened, if it's a strong belief, if it's deep inside, it's called clearing or healing, a very, very important step. Most people, especially if they have suffered a lot and for a long time, that's what they don't want to do that. They just want to jump ahead. But for them, it's usually the most step. Not to linger on the pain, not to linger there or go to, some kind of therapy where you talk about it for 10 years. That's not what we talk about. I mean, whatever floats your boat, but that's not what we talk about. Where you allow yourself to clear, to forgive, to release, to literally dissolve it as an emotion within you that's still active, right? So that's the first step usually. This is made contrast. And once you've done this step, and again, it might not be necessary anymore for all of you, but it's usually necessary for people that are doing this for the first time consciously in their life. But that step in itself gives us clarity, which leads us to the second step. So the clarity is, I'm so certain to, about what I don't want, that I'm starting to ask myself, what do I want? What do I actually desire? And these desires, the more you are clear, the clearer these desires, of course, become. This is the step that we call discover your purpose. Now, it doesn't always, purpose is such a big word, and it feels like it means something super big. Purpose means just the next inspired step in your life. You have a big purpose like everyone else. You have smaller life purposes in between. At least you experience them as smaller. Step that is inspired as part of your purpose. So once we move out of step 1, we move into step 2. And our second course is called Discover Your Purpose, where we start to focus on what it really is and how to isolate that, how to work with that, how to make it stronger, how to become really clear about it. All of these things through different practices and tools and meditations. And this is a really powerful process. This is it's more healing, but it's already expansion. It's really inspired expansion, and it's really inspiring to do that and to be in that process. This is where you become clear about what you desire. And this is not it's not the ego desires that we talk about here, because the ego desires are here today, gone tomorrow. We're talking about those real, authentic, true desires that kind of are always there, sometimes in the background, sometimes quiet. They're always there. It's things that you feel. You felt them as a child, maybe you let go. And then once again, you know, they keep coming up. It's like a talent or something that you really enjoy that just keeps coming up in you, and you can't ignore it. Excuse me, you can't ignore it. You can't push it back anymore. And so that's the step number 2. You move into that state and you allow yourself to become really, really clear about it. And don't allow anything less than that to be important anymore, right? Because you've done the clear, you're moving into the realization of what do you want? What is your life about? And then step 3 kicks in. And step 3 is where we finally, you know, and that's what everyone always wants to jump to right away. You know, no one wants to warm up the engine. No one wants to check the fluids. No one wants to see if it's all in order. Everyone wants to, you know, pedal to the metal right away. But this is where we put the pedal to the metal. This is where what we call the Manifest Your Dreams course. And in our way of working, the first 2 courses are a requirement, because in the many years that we've worked with people, and in the many years of experience that Kristin has had hands-on, you can't usually get there from here. It's too big of a gap. There's too much stuff. And so these courses build on each other. But again, this is not about the courses. It's about the process that every human being goes through when they want to create a major transformation in your life. And manifest your dreams. Although the victory begins the day you make the choice, the day you make the choice that you are creating change in your life, that's when the victory begins. But when you go into the Manifest Your Dreams state, that's the 3rd step, that's when you hit the pedal to the metal. That's when you go all in. That's when you bring, you know, all the chips that you brought to the table, you go all in. There is no looking back anymore. There is just one direction. It's complete, full embodiment of what you desire to be. There's no more holding back here. There's no more looking left or right. It is a single-mindedness that is required of you. And why? Why is it required of you? Because people say, I'm too comfortable for that. Yes, exactly. That's why we go through 1 and 2, because you realize there you have to go through things that don't feel so good at that moment in time to get to places that feel better. It's just the way it is. And this step 3, that's where the power comes on. That's where we, you know, it's power lifting. It's pedal to the metal. It's full steam ahead. That's that part of the process. That means full embodiment. It's kind of like when you, if you have ever done a manifestation meditation, excuse me for just a second. If you've ever gone through a manifestation meditation, then if you do a guided version, you're being guided to put your whole body, your whole being into the state of your dream, of your manifestation. For a moment, you become somebody new. You will never be the same person again, but your habits, the habits of the body, the chemistry that is still in place once you go out of that meditation, it has the ability to pull you back and hold you back from where you're going. That's why this step number 3 that we call the Manifest Your Dreams course, Manifest Your Dreams step, is all about embodying the new state, embodying what you actually desire 24/7. It's almost something that we call obsession, but it's very positive. It's single-mindedness. It's being 100% focused. But this, because we've gone for step number 1 and 2, this is not force focus. This is allowed focus. This is putting energy into it focus. This is being inspired focus. This is taking inspiration focus. This is talking, breathing, living, screaming, scripting, meditating your dream, walking your dream, flying your dream. everything your dream. This is just about that, embodying the state completely and 100%. And we don't accept anything less either. We're honest. Once we do that, once we're in the third phase, we do not accept anything less than full embodiment. Why? Because it only works that way. If you want full transformation in your life, if you really want to change, if you really want a new experience, you have to change yourself fully for it. If you want a new personal reality, that's how Joe Dispenza always puts it. If you want a new personal reality, you first need to have a new personality. You literally need to change you completely. And why is it that way? Because you are used to the old stuff. Your body's used to the old stuff. Your mind's used to the old stuff. You're used to thinking a certain way, believing a certain way. Your body reacts to it with biochemistry. It just does its processes based on your beliefs and what you send down there. So that's why you need to change fully. And I don't care if this means to experience some discomfort. I'd be more worth it than experience a really beautiful, right? So that's what this third step is all about. And this step is the one that sounds the most exciting. And you know, it is exciting because it's where you kind of get to the finish line, although there really is no finish line, but it feels like a first big finish line. But the point is, the first two steps are just as exciting, and sometimes they create even grander experiences, because once you release and move into something new, once you let go, forgive, and allow for something new, this is such a powerful experience. It just doesn't sound as good as $1 million, but it's really a really powerful experience when something that you might not even have been aware of, the weight of the world on your shoulders, because you've been carrying it for so long. You don't even realize it's there, but once it's gone, it feels so free. And then you're free to actually do all those things. That's when the pressure's off and you release it and you allow yourself to do it. So you can't really skip the steps. Sometimes the first two steps, because you've done it, because you're used to it, because you are already a conscious creator of your reality, sometimes you go really quickly through them and you are pedal to the metal, ready to go. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but in our courses it's 4, 6, 4, which means 4 weeks on the first course, 6 for the second course, 4 for the third course, which is a total of 14 weeks, which is it's nothing. Just think of how long you've lived your old reality. 14 weeks, 3.5 months, that's nothing. But that's really how quickly, even with a decent amount of comfort, get and a good amount of discomfort. But those are the 3 steps, and you begin your process, your state of victory, the day you make a decision. The day you simply don't accept less than you can be or live anymore. That's when your victory begins. And that moment can be now. That moment can be now. It can be your choice right now, here and now, to make this transformation. And that's victory. That's when you put a big V in the sand. It's a huge V. And then you go on a journey and take care of the rest and live it, embody it, become almost obsessed with it in a very good way, in a very powerful way. That's the road to victory. And it's a road to victory. And the interesting part is, victory is not a destination. There are steps where you feel, I have arrived, but then something new comes up and you want that new, and then something new comes up and you want that new, and something new comes up and you want that new. And that's just how we go through life. But it all starts with you making, then victory is there. It's just waiting for you. It's just waiting for you to put that V in the sand, make that decision. And it can be just a process, a journey, steps that you take by yourself, for yourself. Or you can go out, you can find someone to help you with it. You can find a coach, you can find a friend. You can come to us and do a course with us. We do these courses, we love doing them. You can now do them online, pre-recorded too, which means that you don't even have to stick to a schedule. That the journey, create your victory, create your dream life. I don't really see when people say, Life's all about compromises. That's like the most horrible thing I've ever heard. I don't believe it for a second. I don't make any compromises, ever. I don't like compromises. Even when people say, oh, marriage is all about compromise. It's all about, hard work. Crap. It's all crap. It's completely wrong. It's not true. It's about complete balance and alignment with the power of love. And what's a compromise in aligning with the power of love? And once you do that, very, very powerful things begin to happen in your life. So quit making life about compromise. Quit saying I'm okay with 40%, 30. If I can only live this right now, if I can only have this will be fine. It won't be fine. Because you'll build up resentment. People do not regret the things they did because they find a way to forgive themselves for them. People regret the things they didn't do. People regret the stuff they never tried. People regret the person they never told. They regret that they never told the person that they loved them. They regret that they didn't take the risk. They regret that they didn't move halfway across the world because they felt inspired to. Do you know how many stories we've heard of people that didn't do something and regret it? You don't want to have those stories, because along the way, when you do stuff, when you take actions, you use feelings. You're going to step on someone's toes, or you're going to do something wrong. Boo-ha, you apologize, you forgive yourself, and you move on. That's life. It happens. Shit happens. It's okay. It happens to everyone. But that's not the stuff that's going to haunt you. Usually that's the stuff that helps you grow, helps everyone else grow, helps the expansion. The stuff that will haunt you is the things you never tried because you were too scared, because you were chicken, because someone told you that it's better to play it safe. There is no safe. Have you lived through 2020? There is no safe. There is no such thing as a safe, stable reality that will keep providing the same thing it's always been providing. It's an ever-changing, ever-evolving, ever-transforming experience. The only thing that's constant is source, is God. That's a never-changing thing. That's the all that is. But in this physical experience, everything is always evolving and changing. So take a step, do something, make it happen. Actually, we put something there on top of that life comment section. It's the Inspired Freedom Launcher. Some of you have already done it. Some haven't. Some of you have seen it, and I don't know why you wouldn't do it. It's free. It's very powerful, but do it. Do it today. It's like one of the most powerful processes where we actually combine step 1, 2, and 3 in this one process, and it's a really good starting point. And it's super powerful. It's helped thousands and thousands of people. So do that. Do it today. It's literally a springboard for way more freedom in your life. And freedom really, freedom on the inside changes. Sometimes it varies, But freedom on the inside is when you're no longer controlled by the old emotions, when you're no longer controlled by the old experiences that you don't know how to deal with. When you do that, and that's what the Inspired Freedom Launcher helps you to do, you're free because you choose how you're going to feel. You can't choose how the outside world's going to be at every moment in your experience, but you can choose how you're going to feel about it. You can choose, how inspired you're going to be and how much you're going to inspire others. That's all within your scope of choices. So make a choice today and get on a road to victory. It happens now, not tomorrow, not next month, not after Christmas. Today. Let's do this. Inspired Tribe, thank you for tuning in with us. Thank you for being here. Aside from the courses, we have something very powerful, the iMembership calls. We love those. They're happening every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard. Powerful group of people, very expansive, very inspired, very ready to see how good it can get. That's really what describes this group. That's what it's all about. How good can it get? And it isn't always just pretty. We go through we allow for life to show us what it needs right now, where it needs our attention, then we move beyond it. And then we transform it and we infuse it with love, and we move right on into a more inspired state. And that's what we do every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard. And it's a beautiful, beautiful journey. So come join us. It's a monthly membership, $69 a month. We meet every Wednesday. You get access to the library of past calls, so you can relive them. And if they're meditation practice, tonight's the first Wednesday of the month. So we're going to do a EUCY session tonight, and you can ask questions. And then you can go and rewatch the whole thing, just in case you want to experience it again. So that's really, really a powerful thing we want to invite you to. And last but not least, I wanted to let you know that this week, the calendar week, is where the cutoff dates are for all the merch shipping. If you want to receive it by Christmas, if you order this week, you will receive your order in our merch store by Christmas. If you don't order this week, you would have to go through the rush order, which is, of course, more expensive to still receive your stuff before Christmas. But I know many of you have told us, they want to give someone a special hoodie or sweater or T-shirt or mug that Kristina's created. Very, very powerful things. People tell us how awesome it feels to put the sweater on and to show others, wear your inspiration and to inspire others. So if you want to do that, the cutoff dates this week, do it sooner rather than later, please. So you'll get your stuff before Christmas and you can put it under the tree if you wish to do so. Tribe, thank you for being here with us. We love you. You inspire us. We just love being with you. And we will be here again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Standard. And for a couple more weeks, we'll be doing this. And then we'll sail into a Christmas break and sail into a period of no live streams for a little while. We might be somewhere in the snow. We'll see. But for now, tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Standard, right here on the Inspire channel. Thank you for being here. We love you. And we'll see you soon.